The University of Florida recently removed a study room that was named after the left's favorite icon on the planet, Karl Marx. The University of Florida recently changed the name of their Karl Marx study room to Group Study Room 239. And as Campus Reform recently reported, the Karl Marx Group Study Room, located in Library West at the university, included a plaque describing Marx, the author of the Communist Manifesto, as a philosopher, radical economist, and revolutionary critic. The plaque continued by stating, "The unique extent of the influence of Marxist materialist explanation of the workings of society, economics, and history inevitably saw Marxist theory extend its influence to literary criticism." Marx is also credited with laying the foundation for the rise of socialist and communist movements throughout the world. What a great guy. I'm totally kidding, by the way. Anyway, though, the Karl Marx study room is one of the 14 spaces students can reserve and holds the largest occupancy available. Each study room is reportedly named after a different influential individual, names of other study rooms, and icons in American history. The study rooms include names such as Frederick Douglass, authors like William Shakespeare, F. Scott Fitzgerald, Ernest Hemingway, and Jane Austen. Many, however, though, might consider naming a room after Marx to be a bizarre move, given that international communism, which has left 100 million people dead over the course of 100 years, is grounded in the evil philosophies known as Marxism. Then, at the same university, the Young Democratic Socialists of America came to protest to try and free Karl Marx. But then, next up for campus crazies, a Catholic university recently began putting tampon dispensers in men's bathrooms. According to Campus Reform, the decision by the university to incorporate feminine products in the men's restroom raises safety concerns for women on campus, according to the university's CCR. I would like to pause this video by talking about our Patreon. Our Patreon is patreon.com/redlibertymedia. It really helps us out, and thank you so much in advance to everyone who is participating in our Patreon. Again, our Patreon is patreon.com/redlibertymedia, and I'd love to just ask people to maybe look into it and maybe help us create more content just like the video that you're seeing right now. We are disappointed in LMU for advancing woke gender ideology, not only for the fact that it is supposedly a private traditional Catholic university, but for the fact that encouraging these choices furthers mental health issues and can potentially lead to instances of sexual assault, the CCR told Campus Reform. The organization continued, stating separate bathrooms are maintained for the privacy of the two biological sexes, and unfortunately there are predators of both sexes who can use these opportunities to invade the privacy of the opposite sex, claim they're trans, and then engage in degenerate sexual behaviors, or even worse, assault someone. Something that has already occurred numerous times across the country due to these policies. The CCR acknowledge that sexual assault is a recurring problem across the country due to these policies. And honestly, shame on LMU for trying to implement vile ideology at their university and for encouraging mental disorders. LMU even hosted a fundraiser for Planned Parenthood on their campus. The Catholic Church fundamentally rejects transgenderism as well as abortion and homosexuality. Not only is LMU putting tampons in boys' restrooms, and the University of Florida is uplifting and propping up Karl Marx's name, who has left 100 million people killed from the complete and total failure that is Marxism, schools across the country are now tearing down American history by trying to promote an evil anti-Christ agenda by trying to take down American historical figures such as George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, and Paul Revere. Last year, though, the San Francisco Board of Education actually voted to remove 44 of the city's schools, claiming that prominent figures from American history were tied to racist incidents, whatever the hell that means. The committee also based their decisions by looking at sources like Wikipedia and other wildly inaccurate information to source its claims. The advice that I would like to give to end this video would be to those trying to cancel history and to those who label Karl Marx as a revolutionary icon and hero. Canceling history may be harder than you think. History is not bigoted, it's history. You also actually kind of need to know history before you try and cancel it. And you need to maybe open a history book before they're all burnt, before you try and repeat it. George Santayana said it best: those who do not learn from history are doomed to repeat it. Like I said before, read a history book before they're all burnt. But that's all for me. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe to Red Liberty Media's YouTube channel. Check the description links down below in the description box for my social media links if you'd like to stay up to date with me. You can follow me on Instagram, Parler, Telegram, Gab, and Facebook by just looking at the links down below. It has all of that information for you. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. And again, my name is Kira Bolby, and from New Mexico. God bless and take care.